Today, we're taking a delightful trip down memory lane to explore one of the gems of our childhood, Doug. This classic cartoon not only graced our screens on Nickelodeon from 1991 to 1994 and later on ABC from 1996 to 1999, but also holds a special place in the heart of this nostalgia. Bro, back in the day when Nicktoons ruled the airwaves, Doug stood out among the trio that included Ren, Stimpy, and Rugrats, while the zaniness of Ren and Stimpy and the baby adventures of Rugrats had their charm. It was Doug that I eagerly anticipated growing up during the early years of my life. I found a kinship with Doug Funnie that made the show more than just a cartoon. It became a comforting companion. I was genuinely surprised to discover that some people considered the show bland. This led me to reflect on my feelings, and regardless of differing opinions, Doug remains a treasure trove of unforgettable quotes and wacky situations that have left an indelible mark on our nostalgic hearts. Picture this, right after the antics of Rugrats. And there I am, settled in with my snacks, ready to immerse myself in the world of Doug. During those fleeting moments, Doug became more than just a cartoon. It was a lifeline to a simpler time as a kid dealing with the stress of school. And in my case, the whirlwind of moving to the city in that 30-minute time slot was a precious escape. It was a link to my life in the countryside before the bustling and fast-paced city became my reality. The familiar jingle kicking off the show was like a comforting melody, signaling a brief respite from the challenges of growing up. Doug's adventures in Bluffington were a reminder of the easygoing life. I once knew a connection to the countryside that felt worlds away from the chaos of city life. So when I revisit Doug and share these memories with you, it's not just about the cartoon itself. It's about those golden moments of solace. A chance to momentarily forget the challenges and uncertainties that come with growing up and adapting to a new environment. Doug started as a doodle named Brian. Before evolving into the relatable character we all know and love, Jenkins, hailing from Richmond, Virginia, injected personal touches into the show, with Bluffington as a whimsical mirror of his hometown. The Super Nostalgia Brothers audience knows that I've always described Doug as the lighter take on the challenges of adolescence as we follow Doug's journey as an 11-year-old in a new town facing preteen dilemmas and navigating the maze of friendships. His exaggerated daydreams and quirky alter egos became a source of relatability for me. Growing up in the early days of my life, the show's music featuring Fred Newman's mouth sounds and Doug's banjo tunes added a distinct and unforgettable flavor to the storytelling's catchy tunes. Coupled with Doug's various alter egos like Quailman and Smash Adams, they created a unique blend of whimsy and relatability that resonated with our youthful selves. But as we explore the magic of Doug, let's not forget the discussions around character representation, especially the use of unnatural skin colors. Jim Jenkins's explanation about avoiding stereotypes opened up conversations about diversity and representation, showcasing the complexity even within our cherished childhood cartoons. Fast forward to the Disney acquisition, and Doug faced a transformation, shifting its focus to junior high and introducing changes in character design. While the Disney episodes maintained some familiarity, they lacked the quirky charm that defined the original series. And oh, the decision to alter Connie's appearance stirred discussions about body image representation. When Disney took the reins of the Doug franchise, it felt like a bittersweet moment for me. I couldn't quite say I liked it because in the transition from Nickelodeon to Disney, some of the charm that made the original Doug series special seemed to have faded away. The art design took a noticeable shift. Departing from what I was accustomed to during the Nickelodeon days, the Disney era of Doug attempted to capture the essence of its predecessor, but ended up delving heavily into the fantastical. Suddenly, nematodes were portrayed as actual creatures, a departure from the more grounded approach of the original series. This marked a new chapter for Disney, venturing into the realm of established franchises and, in some opinions, running them into the ground. Today, it might seem more commonplace than back then. Seeing a beloved franchise like Doug undergo such a transformation was a novel experience. I vividly recall the anticipation when Disney first aired Doug on its Saturday morning block. I was determined to give it a chance, excited about the prospect of reconnecting with the show, especially since it now had a slot on network television, making it more accessible for me at the time. In those days, any Nickelodeon cartoon appearing in syndication felt like discovering a hidden gem. Having Doug grace the screen every Saturday morning became a weekly ritual I eagerly looked forward to. Regrettably, my enthusiasm was short-lived. It didn't take long for me to realize that the Doug on the one Saturday morning time slot was not the same I had grown to love. Nevertheless, even in its altered form, one Saturday morning's Doug retained its unique charm. The block also introduced us to Pepper Ann and other shows that I might delve into in the future. Reflecting on the Disney era of Doug, it's a reminder of the changes that beloved franchises can undergo when placed in new hands. Despite the deviations, the memories of Saturday mornings spent with Doug will always hold a special place in my heart. In conclusion, as we journey through the delightful world of Doug, let's celebrate the magic it brought to our childhoods. For this nostalgia bro, Doug isn't just a cartoon. It's a time capsule of early life experiences, anxieties, and the joy of growing up. So, fellow Super Nostalgia Bros, share your thoughts on your favorite childhood shows in the comments, and let's keep the nostalgia train rolling. Thanks for joining me on this nostalgic adventure. Until next time, stay tuned for more blasts from the past with the Super Nostalgia Bros.